Many areas are viable for investment in our country.
The Victoria Falls is 1.7 meters, kilometers. It's 1 kilometer, 700 meters. That's the total span of the Victoria Falls. 1.2 kilometers is in Zambia. Then 500 meters is in Zimbabwe.
Jambo everyone, welcome to Fabz TV. It's only African online tourism TV which gives you good vibes about Africa, trade, investment, culture, wildlife, and also hidden gems in Africa and beyond. In Fabz TV, we normally have two editions. Edition 1, which normally talks about embassies in Africa, county governments, and also we cover hidden gems in Africa and out of Africa, plus resorts and hotels. Edition 2, we normally cover country Ministry of Tourism through countries in Africa and also out of Africa. So today we are focusing on this beautiful country in Africa, which has seventh wonder of the world. And I have a special guest who will introduce herself, and then we'll take it from there. Thank you. Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much. I want to start by welcoming you, and also thank you very much for this invitation, for this interview. I'm very excited to be here, and as Zambia, we are very happy to appear on this TV to share what Zambia has. My name is Joyce Kapampakasosa. I'm the Zambia High Commissioner to Kenya. I also cover Seychelles, I should say 3 other countries, which extra accreditation, Seychelles, South Sudan, and Eritrea.
Okay.
And also we cover multilateral issues in Kenya, and this is to do with the UN environment and the UN habitat. So thank you very much, and welcome to the Zambian Chancery.
Thank you so much. We'll go back for commercial break, and then we'll take it from there. Thank you.
Africa, my beautiful continent, we are proud to introduce Fabz TV, the only online African tourism TV. Fabz TV is the good vibes lyrics of African tourism. We want to share the joy that we experience in Africa with the entire world. Some of these include exclusive luxury travel, the pristine nature, wildlife, landscape, deserts, sand dunes, water spots, beaches, exquisite accommodations, and diverse culture. We entice your dream and help realize it through our sister company,
Afrogem Safari.
Host season trips for exclusive luxury travels, and UPSTA for exclusive luxury vacational rental accommodations in Africa and beyond. Africa is magical holiday destination. Fabz TV features a series of reality TV episodes to showcase weekly. Season 1 will comprise of exclusive interviews with our partners in the tourism sector, the county governments, and African embassies. Season 2, interview the African countries through the Ministry of Tourism. We invite the tourism service providers to advertise, collaborate, and sponsor our weekly episode in our YouTube channel. Contact us, Teal, plus 254 79 7690 604 / plus 2547 20310 email info@fabzv.co.ke YouTube channel FABZ TV.
Your Excellence, welcome to the show. I have a couple of questions for our viewers who are in Africa and out of Africa who wants to know about this beautiful country. So I will start with a few questions and we will want some information from you. Thank you. Welcome. Tell us more about the Zambia High Commission in Nairobi and what it does.
Thank you very much. The Zambia High Commission in Nairobi is a vital component of the government of the Republic of Zambia. This one actually is a bridge between the Zambian government and the Kenyan government, fostering bilateral relations between the two countries. Its role includes promoting political, economic, and cultural exchange between the two countries, as well as looking at the other component where the mission is responsible for the support given to the Zambian nationals that live in Kenya.
Okay. Zambia is a visa-free for Kenyans. What are the benefits of these incentives? And how has it positively impacted tourism in Zambia?
Thank you very much for that question. I must say the visa-free arrangement between Zambia and Kenya has been there for a long time. And indeed, this is very key. As you know, to a requirement to have visa to visit a country can be an impediment on one's travel. But apparently between Zambia and Kenya, a Kenyan or a Zambian doesn't need visa to visit the other country. And so it has impacted positively on the either Kenyans visiting Zambia or Zambians visiting Kenya. And in tourism specifically, it's worked very well because there's no need to go through the process of wanting to get visa. So in terms of traffic and movement of people to Zambia, movement of Kenyans to Zambia or movement of Zambians to Kenya has been very easy. There's seamless movement of people, and because of that, then you have high traffic of Kenyans traveling to Zambia and Zambians traveling to Kenya. So this has been working very well, and it's a very good development, and it's fitting in, especially now that Africa is talking of integrating, promoting trade and investment within African countries by African nationals. And so Kenya and Zambia is already leading in this aspect, and Kenyan who are adventurous, who want to venture into Zambia, to explore Zambia, they are free, and they have indeed been free to travel to Zambia, and whether for investment, for tourism, for trade, it's unhindered and it's seamless travel.
Thank you. In comparison to other countries, what unique tourist attraction does Zambia have to offer? What sets Zambia apart and as a must-visit destination?
Wow. Zambia is a unique country. It's set apart from all other countries for one big reason. You know, Zambia is a home of peace. Peace and tranquility are synonymous with Zambia. Zambia has been peaceful since independence. Zambia has been holding peaceful elections every 5 years. Zambia has been able to change government through ballot. So that's one key thing that sets Zambia apart. But in addition to that, Zambia is a home to the majestic Victoria Falls. I will talk about it later within the interview. In addition to the Victoria Falls, you have 17 other falls. Zambia is home to 20 national parks. In addition to that, we have 36 game management areas. Zambia is home to the Kafue National Park, which is the second largest park in Africa, which has all animals, including the big five.
Okay.
If anything, all the national parks in Zambia, the 20 national parks I talked about, they are home to the big five. And Zambia is rich in cultural diversity. Zambia is also home to the second largest wild beast migration, second to Kenya and Tanzania. Zambia is the largest, the one that hosts the largest mammal migration of the world-eating bats, which takes place around between October and December. Zambia is also a home for the living culture tapestry. It's an unparalleled adventure and destination for tourism. I can go on and on and on, but there are so many reasons why Zambia is a must go, a must destination for anybody that wants to travel to Zambia. It's centrally located, it has a warm hospitality, the people are very friendly. It is a must visit. Thank you very much.
Well, Victoria Falls is in both Zimbabwe and Zambia. How is that?
Yes, indeed. Victoria Falls is on the Zambezi River. Let me just say something about the Zambezi River before I zero into the Victoria Falls. The Zambezi River is a big river in Africa. The total length of the river is 2,574 kilometers. The source is in Zambia, in northwestern part of Zambia. That's where the source is. It's also a must-see. And it traverses through Zambia, and then the falls is located at the point where the river is demarcating the boundary between Zambia and Zimbabwe. And so the span of the falls is 1.7 kilometers, and 1.2 kilometers is in Zambia. And then 500 meters is in Zimbabwe. So the Victoria Falls is a must-see. It has a lot of features for the tourists. It has the viewpoints, unique viewpoints, captivating areas that tourists can explore and experience. And talking about the Victoria Falls, many people have asked me to say what is the best time to see the Victoria Falls.
That's true.
And most of the times the answer that I give shock people. Yeah. You know, in Zambia it rains just from November to somewhere around April. And so the falls will not be the same, will not appear. These Victoria Falls will not appear the same, depending on depending on the period of the year. It will present a different feature. So many people would expect me to say, oh, the best time to visit the falls is this period. That's not true. The best time to visit the falls is any day, any month of the year, any day of the year.
Oh, okay.
You will see something different of the same falls.
Oh, all right.
Yeah. So it just depends on when, what you want to see. And I recommend that you see the falls 3 times in a year.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. There's a period when it's very full. This is the period from somewhere around February, March, April, May. It's very full. And if you are on the Zambian side, you have no choice but to get wet. Your visibility will be 0. Normally you go, you are provided with a raincoat, but that raincoat is really nothing.
Okay.
You get soaked. You go with rubber shoes, but
Get
you
soaked.
really get soaked. And all you see is white water, and you are dripping with water, and all over you just see rainbows. And the other part where you see is where it's reduced in volume of water, and you can see deep down there. You see a bit. You will not see any rock, but it's just, it's flowing, yes, and you see where the water is flowing, but you will not see anything beyond the water. And in terms of getting soaked, you can wear your raincoat and you'll be fine. Then there's another time when the water is at the lowest. That period is also very unique. If you want to see the physical features of the falls, what lies behind the white waters that you see, the rock formation, it's a very beautiful feature that you need to see, you must see. And you are able to see down where the water falls and how the river flows. It meanders going down to the bridge that separates Zambia and Zimbabwe.
Okay.
So and then you have the white water rafting. The falls has many other things that it can offer. There's the Devil's Pool. There's the boiling pot where you climb from up there, you go down to where the water falls. All those are different features that you have to see. So that is about the falls.
Yeah, Your Excellency, there have been this question a lot of people ask. Which part between Zimbabwe and Zambia hosts or Victoria Falls fall? Which part occupies bigger portion of Victoria Falls between Zimbabwe and Zambia?
I just explained to you, I was giving you detailed length of the Victoria Falls. The Victoria Falls is 1.7 meters, kilometers. It's 1 kilometer, 700 meters. That's the total span of the Victoria Falls. 1.2 kilometers is in Zambia. Then 500 meters is in Zimbabwe.
All right.
So that is the correct information about the falls.
So now, the viewers, you have heard that from the Excellence. And another question about Victoria Falls. How did you arrive calling that Devil Pool? Does it scare people when you tell people we are taking you to Devil Pool? You don't think it scares tourists?
No, it doesn't. It depends on what you want to see when you get to Victoria Falls. There are those people that want to do things that are not commonly done, to achieve something, some mark. So if you are faint-hearted, yes, definitely you wouldn't want to go there because it's scary, of course. But if you want to explore and venture, experiment, it's a place to go. It's located on top there where there's this currents of water which is coming to fall. So you are there, there's a pool where water goes round there, and then you can oversee the water falling.
Yes.
So it's something, you know, for those who like adventure, it's something to venture into. But then for those that have, they are a bit reserved in terms of how much adventure they can undertake, they can stay away.
Thank you very much for that information. Since Zambia is a home to Big Five, is ecotourism important to the country?
Definitely. You know, Zambia is alive to the fact that climate change is affecting our lives as human beings, animals, and everything. We are suffering the consequences of climate change. So Zambia places importance on the climate and the environment, and therefore ecotourism is one critical aspect that Zambia has taken seriously in tourism. So ecotourism is pivotal in Zambia, leveraging on the status of the as a home to the Big Five. So the country focuses on low impact outdoor activities so that you provide an environment with minimal disturbance and safaris that exert very minimal footprint on the environment. So safaris and animals, the animals are led to live in the world with minimal disturbance, while people are also guided to do tourism to avoid the impact on the animals as well as the environment. So ecotourism is a very special strategy that the government of Zambia has put in place to ensure that the environment is left, you know, undisturbed.
Thank you very much. Is adventure tourism popular in your country, and what the reason for that? What are the reasons for that?
Yes, very much. Adventure tourism is very, very much popular in Zambia. This is to cater for the whole range of tourists. There are other people that like adventure. Then there are those people that like, they are conservatives and they want to focus on conservation and stuff like that. So Zambia is positioned in such a way that it has physical, natural features that promote adventure tourism. I was just talking about the Livingstone, the Victoria Falls, where we have different features that promote adventure tourism. The Devil's Pool, plunging in the Devil's Pool is one such. We have the bungee jump on the bridge. You know, the river forms a gorge or gorges at that point. After the Victoria Falls, the river goes down and there are gorges there. There are rapids there. Water, when it falls, it starts boiling. Like, you feel like it's boiling, the way water boils in the pot. So that's the feature that it forms. There are stones down and then the water is coming with big force, so it's boiling.
Okay.
So there is rapid water, adventure. There are boats there. There is also bungee jumping. I say the river passes down. Then there's a highland with stones and like a gorge. So the bridge, it's about 100 meters to the river from up there.
Okay.
So people engage in bungee jumping. There's also rope crossing the river where you are suspended in the air. You cross from one side to the other side. So of course there are safety belts put, but it's not for the faint-hearted. But it's a nice adventure for those. It's a nice experience. Yeah. So there's also helicopter riding above the falls.
The scenic tour.
All those are things. And of course, even watching the Big Five, the elephants. The Victoria Falls is located in the Mosotunya National Park. In that park, there are no cats. but you have all the other animals. There are white rhinos, you have the elephants, and you have the giraffes, you have the zebras. And so, of course, elephants, they are wild. So you have to be cautious when you are, having an experience with the lions, the elephants.
Okay.
There is also one other aspect at that point where there's an investor who has invested in a safari walking with the lions and with the cheetah.
Oh, okay.
Within Livingston. So it's also another adrenaline raising activity. Yeah, but that's what
anybody
people
can do that.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Are there any specific investment opportunities that Kenyans can explore within the tourism sector in Zambia?
Yes. Tourism in Zambia is evolving. The government has realized that tourism is an economic pillar that requires attention and requires to be developed. So the focus is now on developing infrastructure, such as roads and airports, to open up many areas in Zambia, so that the investors can invest in tourism infrastructure to support businesses in doing tourism. So investment opportunities are plenty in Zambia. Like I said, that's when it's in the development process, this transitioning. So Kenyans are invited in large numbers to come and explore the different investment opportunities in tourism, be it the hotels, the food industry, and name them. They are very much available to explore those opportunities. Kenyans are invited in large numbers to come and explore those opportunities. And I'm saying it's countrywide. Previously, the focus was on the southern part of the country where there's the Victoria Falls. But the government is opening up opportunities, like I say. In the northern part of the country, it's also another area, like I was telling you. The Zambezi River itself has 3 falls. And then the northern part of the country has so many falls. I was talking about 17 falls. So they are located all over the country, and those are opportunities for people. Many others. I talked about the bat migration. That's another area where there's a national park there with immense opportunities for tourism investment.
Zambian government, is there any, have they laid any incentives to attract these investors? Not necessarily to be Kenyans. Are they tedious, like most of the country, they have those tedious process for you to be an investor?
No, they are not tedious. Of course, yes, the Zambian government has, like I said earlier, the government has focused now on developing the tourism industry in Zambia as an economic pillar, and therefore has also put in place some incentives to incentivize the opportunities that are there in tourism. So some of the incentives include 0% on import duty for raw materials towards the development of tourism infrastructure and machinery, and the 0 rating of VAT on tourism services, and also various tax incentives such as corporate income tax exemptions. And so these incentives are aimed at fostering growth and encourage investment in tourism, and so that the tourism sector can contribute to the development of the country when the tourism sector is developed.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you for that information. Could you please elaborate on incentive available for investors, which you have already done, and contribute to fostering growth and development, which you have already done, which you have also explained to us about the zero tax on this on the items on the tourism, of which that one I think every investors from Kenya should be now heading to to Zambia, isn't it?
Yes, definitely. Definitely. Yeah. Zambia's rich culture in tourism is there. It's a must see. The government of the Republic of Zambia, I told you that it's focusing on tourism as an economic pillar for development of the country. So the Ministry of Tourism works in collaboration with the sector in tourism to make sure the government provides enabling environment to allow the business people that have invested in tourism to do their business. So culture is one important aspect to tourism. The government has come up with a calendar.
Okay.
A calendar on cultural festivals and traditional ceremonies, which documents all the traditional ceremonies that take place in the country. I don't know whether I already said Zambia has 73 tribes, and these provide you with the cultural diversity that Zambia has to offer. And when we are talking about the traditional ceremonies and festivals, you find one of the 73 tribes would have maybe 3 in a year or 4 ceremonies in a year. So all those are some of the activities that take place to just present the culture and the diversity that is there.
Thank you very much. Being a landlocked country, do you believe that this geographical characteristic poses any challenges to the growth of tourism in Zambia? If so, how are these challenges being overcome?
Zambia is located in such a way that it has 8 neighboring countries. As Zambia, the country is taking that as it sees a challenge, yes, but it's an opportunity. And the way it's being addressed is that Zambia is a land-linked country with the 8 neighboring countries. So Zambia is strategically located. First of all, it has to foster good relations with all other countries. And the government has now focused on developing roads infrastructure, including railways, with all the neighboring countries. So that puts Zambia at an advantage because you can easily interlink and network with all other countries. And so that geographical position, Zambia is taking it as an advantage. It's an opportunity. And Zambia right now, probably you may have read where a new development has taken place to link the Atlantic Ocean and the Indian Ocean through the Lobito corridor. The Lobito is a port in Angola. So there's a rail line that is passing, getting to Kogo Diara, and from there passing through Zambia, connecting to the already existing infrastructure of the Zambia Railways, Tanzania-Zambia Railways, Tazara, which goes all the way up to the port of Dar es Salaam.
Okay.
So that is already an infrastructure, that is already connectivity and connecting Zambia to the 2 seaports on the west and on the eastern side of the continent. Zambia is also strategically located in the in the central southern Africa, if you can appreciate the position of Zambia, is that it is a country that is in the border with the Eastern African region, with Tanzania. It's also in the position where it's in the border with the Central African region. You know, Congo DR is in the Central African region. Geographically, this the geopolitical arrangement. It's in the Central African region. So Zambia borders with that, and of course Zambia is in the southern part of the country. I mean, part of the continent. So that is a strategic location. Zambia wants to take advantage of that and explore tourism. You can travel from here, Kenya. You pass through Tanzania. There is already a road connecting, or roads connecting Tanzania and Kenya, and there are also connections. You can either pass through from Tanzania. You can get into Zambia. There's a connection. From Tanzania, you can either pass through Malawi and get into Zambia. From Tanzania, you can either pass through Mozambique and get into Zambia. So in terms of tourism, these are opportunities that Zambia has, and this is the location of Zambia giving it this advantage that it makes it unique, by virtue of its location.
Location, thank you. Does your country host travel expo? If so, what is the significance of the expo to tourism? Do you showcase any advancements done by your country in different sectors?
Yes, Zambia hosts travel expos. As you know, travel expos are very, very important because they help the business entities to connect and market and explore opportunities for investment in those in the tourism. So Zambia, yes, hosts travel expos. There is one which is the Lusaka Travel Expo. In addition to that, Zambia also hosts cultural festivals and also cultural festivals, yes, like the Livingstone Cultural Festival that takes place. And then you have the Pamos Festival and many others. So these events are really made to advance and promote tourism and foster international partnership, enhancing Zambia's global standing in tourism. They also celebrate the country's rich culture and also highlight progress made in this tourism sector. So they also promote bilateral trade and agreement between the various sectors that are players in expos and tourism.
Thank you very much. We would greatly appreciate if you could provide more information on current bilateral trade agreement between Kenya and Zambia, particularly as it relates to tourism and investment opportunities.
Yes, as you may appreciate, Zambia and Kenya has had good relations, bilateral relations that date back to immediately after independence. I mean, the relationship actually spans beyond the independence time. Prior to independence, Zambia and Kenya, but after independence, these bilateral relations were formalized, and hence this mission in Zambia, and we have also the Zambian, the Kenyan mission in Zambia. So our two countries have enjoyed these cordial relations, and we've had the state visits from presidents of Kenya going to Zambia, and we have the Zambian presidents who have visited Kenya several times. The last visit, we also have a mechanism, a joint mechanism, which is a joint permanent commission between Zambia and Kenya, which meets regularly. And the last state visit was happened last year in June, when our president visited Kenya on a state visit. And that state visit was preceded by a midterm review for the implementation of this bilateral relation, the Joint Permanent Commission between Kenya and Zambia, where the activity took place to review the discussions that were held in the last meeting that was held. So at the last state visit, there were 7 MOUs that were signed between Kenya and Zambia. Out of the 7 MOUs, 3 were specific for tourism. And so the first one was signed between the 2 ministries, Ministry of Tourism in Kenya and Ministry of Tourism in Zambia. So it's a government-to-government agreement cooperation, looking at different areas to collaborate in growing the sector of tourism. The other one was signed between the 2 training institutions, Utalii College here in Kenya and the equivalent in Zambia. So this MOU is focusing on research, training, sharing knowledge in that regard. The other one was between the 2 private sectors, the Zambian private sector entity and the Kenyan private sector entity. As you may appreciate, tourism is driven by the private sector. The governments just provide the enabling environment for the tourism operators to do their business. So the 2 private sectors signed so that they can collaborate and do joint marketing, joint ventures in the business of tourism.
A few months ago, we saw a Minister of Tourism coming to Kenya.
I was actually coming to that.
Coming to Kenya. What was the significance of that trip for Zambians?
Yes. The significance of that trip, like where I started from, I talked about the Joint Permanent Commission. The outcome of this and the outcome of the state visit that our president undertook to Kenya was the signing of those MOUs.
Okay.
So the president has been emphasizing, President Hichilema has been emphasizing that these MOUs that are signed are not to be kept on the shelves to gather dust. They have to be implemented. So our Minister of Tourism, Honorable Rodin Skumba, traveled to Kenya in June this year to come and actualize the implementation of the MOU that was signed. So there was a joint implementation plan that was developed during the visit. He came to visit the counterpart here was Honorable Peninas
Malombe,
who was the Minister
of Tourism.
for Tourism
Yes.
at the time. So the 2 ministers met and led the technical teams to actually develop the joint implementation plan and come up with the implementation plan, which now is running now.
I've heard you mentioning Utalii. There was an MOU between Zambia government and Utalii. Specifically, can you elaborate what was it in that MOU?
like I said, utalii is a training institution in hospitality industry. We have in Zambia an equivalent. It's a training institution. It's a government institution, just like utalii. It's a parastatal. So even in Zambia, it's a parastatal, and it's under the Ministry of Tourism. So the main areas in this MOU that they signed was joint ventures in focusing on training. Research is part of it. Sharing of knowledge, the curriculum development, exchange programs between the lecturers. The lecturers here go to Zambia, the lecturers in Zambia come here, and also exchange of students. Students who are training here in a particular program, they go to Zambia, or even do practicals in Zambia, or the students in Zambia do practicals here in Kenya. So those are some of the areas that MOU covers.
For our viewers interested in visiting Zambia from Kenya, can you provide information on travel option and how can easily get into Zambia?
There are several ways of getting to Zambia. First of all, I want to share with you, in case you didn't know, Zambia is less than 3 hours from Kenya. Yeah, from Nairobi. In less than 3 hours, you'll be in Zambia.
Okay.
So there are several options. You can go by air. There are several airlines that are operating between Kenya and Zambia. I'll just focus on the region, the airlines that are operating in this region. Number one is Kenya Airways itself, that flies to Zambia, and 3 points in Zambia, which is Lusaka, Ndola, and Livingstone. So it depends on where you want to go in Zambia. You can fly directly into one of the 3 cities. And we have other regional airlines. Rwanda Air is one, Tanzania Air is one, Malawi Air is one, Ethiopian Airline is one, and yeah, those are some of them. But that's not the whole. And for those who love adventure, there is also an option to go by road. Yeah,
Okay.
like I mentioned earlier, you can move from Kenya via Tanzania or via any other country in between into Zambia. This option gives you an opportunity to explore the landscapes, the sceneries on the way as you are. It's your tourism will start as soon as you are exiting Nairobi. You start your tourism all the way up to Zambia. You go through different landscapes and sceneries and appreciate world. And some routes even pass through national parks, so you see the animals, you see the fauna and flora as you drive. The other option is you can go even by train. You get from here, Nairobi, you get into Dar es Salaam. I mentioned there's a train. There's a Tazara Railways that moves from Dar es Salaam to Zambia. So that's another option. The other option is if you have a car, you drive. All you need is just get your passport ready, and you know your route, and you drive all the way, and you find yourself in Zambia.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So all those are options.
So from Kenya, you can do how many hours or how many days to
I think
Zambia?
it's 2 days.
2 days.
The third day you are in Zambia.
Yeah, in Zambia. We have come to our end of our show. Thank you very much, Your Excellence. I know you're a very busy person, and to get this opportunity, we don't take it for granted. We really appreciate, and our viewers we will really learn a lot about this interview. You have given us so much than we expected about this beautiful country called Zambia. Asante sana for your time, and we appreciate. What are your patent shots?
First of all, I want to thank you very much for giving me this opportunity to have this conversation about tourism in Zambia. I'm just urging the Kenyan brothers and sisters, let's go and explore Zambia. You won't regret. There's so much that you can get from Zambia. And also just one assurance. I talked about Zambia being a peaceful country, economically, politically stable country. Any Kenyan who wants to invest in Zambia, I can just assure them that their investment is safe.
It's safe.
It's very well protected. There are adequate legal frameworks to protect investment, foreign investment, local investment in Zambia. You do business without any hindrance. So let's go, let's explore, let's get to Zambia, let's see what Zambia has to offer.
So we'll see what we can collaborate in future with this Commission of Zambia in Kenya. Yeah, and I know we're gonna do a lot together, and we are looking forward for more collaboration. So for those people who want to collaborate with us, either to showcase their country, showcase their results, showcase they have success story in tourism, they can always contact us through the number below your screen. And also, without forgetting our main sponsor of this Fabz TV show of Embassy Edition, Dikose Group, which does both international and local tourism, and AfriGems it does exclusive luxury travel in Africa. If you want something out of norm, AfriGems got you covered. And Upster, which gives you exclusive high-end vacational accommodation in Africa and out of Africa, and AfriGems, which does day trips. So you are sorted out. If you want something unique, the Dikose Group got you covered. Thank you very much, and we really appreciate. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, so I'm the host of Fabz TV, Mr. Fabian Mutinda, who is the also founder and group CEO of Dikose Group. As I've mentioned earlier, we have 5 affiliates under Dikose Group. That is Dikose Season Trips, which does both locals and international trips. And we have AfriGem Safaris, which does exclusive luxury safaris in Africa. And we have Upster, which does accommodation, exclusive accommodation in Africa. If you are looking for something like accommodation out of norm, Upster got you covered. And then we have AfriGem Safari, Escapade Tribes, which gives you the day trips. And this is very good for people who are diplomats here in Kenya and they want to explore Kenya. I will tell them Escapade Tribes got you covered, because you can just dash, for example, to Naivasha and also enjoy what Naivasha has to offer. And also you can take a flight from Nairobi to Mombasa and have good time, and in the evening you are back and having dinner in Nairobi. So we have done all those things under Escapade Tribes. So for those people who want to follow us, just go to YouTube channel and search for Fabz TV, where FABZ TV, and you get us for the more updates, and you'll be sorted for all information you want about Africa and out of Africa. Thank you.